the police changed where they were going to be in those days following that terrorist attack because they knew that those people, the Jewish community, would be feeling unsafe.
Assemblymember Bakari.
Thank you. Unlike some members here, I don't have a massive ego. I know we have a job to do, and that is to represent Londoners, all Londoners. And I know that the London Assembly and its members have a responsibility to make sure that we do nothing or say nothing that will divide our communities. I am incredibly worried by some of the rhetoric and some of the things that have been said today already that is going to cause real tension in our communities. We do not need that. We definitely do not need that. We need freedom of speech. We need to make sure that we have freedom of protest. We need to make sure we have freedom of worship. We need to make sure we have freedom to live in peace. And we stand with our Jewish communities in the wake of that horrific attack. And we must do all we can to heal the divisions and to make sure that communities of faith are safe from terror attacks against places of worship, whether they are synagogues or mosques. Now, Mr. Mayor, do you support the Home Secretary's decision to give police the power to decide how citizens are allowed to protest at this decision may actually increase tensions and potentially cause a breakdown of trust?
Sorry, I'm not sure what powers she means.
The Home Secretary has been given a decision to give police the power to decide how citizens are allowed to protest. And how do you feel this is going to impact the increased tensions that this is going to have, and even increased tension between the police and a breakdown of a potential trust?
Yeah, Chair, I've not seen any details of any plans, and I'll examine them when I see them and stuff. But I'm not sure if they've been published. If they have, I've not seen them.
Okay, we've now got. Sorry, Assemblymember Clark, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that. I just want to take a step back because I think what's always been apparent to me as somebody who represents the largest Jewish population in the country is the time you've spent with the Jewish community, whether that's before terrorist attacks of October the 7th or after. I've been in Barnet with you when you've walked alongside us with the police. I've visited synagogues with you. I know you've had Seder dinners with local families. It's those sorts of actions that show to me what you do with every other London community is that you're with them, you connect with them, and you're with them at all times. And I think this conversation has been really disappointing, that it seems to me that some members around this table have decided to highlight one community and use that as some sort of political football, and I think it's profoundly unfair. But moving on from that, I really want to thank you and your office, because immediately following that horrific terrorist incident in Manchester, I had a phone call from your office. Barry Rawlings, the leader of Barnet Council, had a phone call from your office to check in, to see what more do we need in Barnet, because you knew it was important, and it is important. But I'm coming on to my question. The following morning, I was out for a walk with the police in Golders Green with Sarah Sackman, the local MP, and with Councillor Sarah Conway, who's our lead member for community safety in Barnet. And the three of us walked with police for, I don't know, probably a couple of hours, walking past Jewish sites, but also walking Golders Green High Street, where there's a number of charities and shops, and, you know, that's where people are. And what really struck me was with how many people stopped their cars, how many people stopped us in the street just to thank the police officers for being there. And the following evening, I joined a local shul for Shabbat prayers. And the same thing happened. It was person after person just stopping, thanking the police for being there. And so I wonder if you would join me in thanking the police for stepping up immediately. A lot of them cancelled annual leave. They changed their working patterns. The police changed where they were going to be in those days following that terrorist attack, because they knew that those people, the Jewish community, would be feeling unsafe, and that there was also possibly a threat to them. But that's what they did. They stepped up, they stepped out, and they were there. And it really struck me just how many people stopped to thank them.
Well, thanks for your comments. I spent a lot of time this week with the leader of Barnet Council, in fact yesterday, because she'll be aware that the biggest Jewish community between Tel Aviv and New York is in Barnet. a huge community. For obvious reason, there's a heightened sense of fear. And by the way, I'm not divulging confidences. After every terror attack, there's a fear of a copycat terror attack, which is why increased field policing is so important. And also, by the way, she'll know, because of the history Jewish people have, they know the need for additional security because they can't rely upon the state. History tells them that. And that's one of the reasons why the Community Security Trust was set up, and they do a brilliant job. She will also know from work in Barnet, the CST has given advice to Muslim communities, synagogues given advice to mosques, how they can help each other to keep other places of worship safe as well. And she will also be aware that in her wonderful community of Barnet, you had Muslim representatives also going to show a hand of friendship to Jewish communities because they understood the fear there was. Wouldn't it have been far better to talk about that rather than fueling division, as some members of the Assembly appeared to want to do? I'm also quite clear, though, about this. The police may be imperfect, there may be institutional problems in the police service, but I see on a daily basis the difference they make to communities like hers, where people feel safer when they see a police officer. But the Commissioner himself was out and about. I think he went to shul as well. I think it's Hedgen, in relation to which God he worships, but that's another story. But he was there to show solidarity, but also to show the importance of security to that community.
Thank you for that.
Okay, on this particular...
Watching this exchange, one thing becomes clear: the London Assembly isn't just divided by politics, it's divided by perception. While some members genuinely focused on unity, safety, and healing after the terror attack, others seemed more concerned about political optics and framing the debate around division. Sadiq Khan, once again, positioned himself as a symbol of balance, but many argue he uses empathy as a shield to avoid deeper accountability. His tone here was calm, yes, but noticeably defensive when challenged. The real issue isn't whether he says the right words, it's whether Londoners believe he means them. And that's the question hanging over this entire discussion: does the mayor truly stand for every community equally, or is he managing appearances in a politically sensitive moment? Do you think Sadiq Khan's response was genuine, or just another carefully scripted political act? And more importantly, has London's leadership done enough to protect all communities equally, or is fear and favoritism still shaping their decisions? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth political commentary, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of power and politics. Thanks for watching.